Dexter plays Duskers from Misfits Attic. Welcome back to Duskers. We're going to jump into the next ship. Q, I think, will be the next one in our thing. It's going to be Dextor. It's a government C. Has one infestation type. It's stable. So let's go ahead and run on over there. It's got a capacity of 65 scrap. Not bad. Let's go ahead and get into this one. Also, I wanted to point out that in the last mission on the Y, back to Y, last mission on Bard Solo, okay, that we picked up one propulsion fuel. And if you look down underneath propulsion in the bottom left area, you'll see it says 2 of 6 plus 1. That means that I have 2 of the original 6 that I received as I came into the system, and I picked up one additional one I can use at any time. When I jump from this system, my propulsion will be restored. It'll regenerate. Something in the jump will regenerate all of my potential propulsion capacity. And I will have 6 again, but I'll take the plus 1 with me. So I'll have 6 plus 1. So I could do an extra move. Now, at the moment, we're going to save that just because we don't want to necessarily use all of our saved propulsion. You're going to want to use that for your objectives. And as you can see, my objectives really haven't changed any. It just says, hey, go around and take a look at stuff. So I'm going to do that. I've got my drone configuration real quick. I've got Holly as my scout. Hal is my generator guy. 3, Noah, is going to be both my tow and my motion detection person. I'll park it somewhere and just do motion. And then 4 is my spare generator. There are times where you might want to have 2 generator guys running around, and this is going to be my generator guy. He's likely just to sit in the airlock and do nothing. He's also got 4 open slots. Now, that's one of the other things about Robbie here is that he's got 4 upgrade slots instead of just the 3, which means he has a bit more functionality. For example, as a scout, I could put the gather, the stealth, the teleport, and the shield on him, or the speed boost on him. So I can get 4 things going on him. It'd be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and board this ship. There we go. We'll get in there. 1 infestation type. Remember that. So here we go. It's reminding me yet again. But I found another drone. It's in room 2. That's cool. We're going to go grab that drone, assuming we can get to it. But we still have one guy that we're going to have to worry about. And I'm going to go ahead and type in the begin. Oh, boy. Get those guys out of here. Okay, did I power up? I did. Okay, so Holly, let's go ahead and take a look around. That is an interface. So an interface is a way for you to connect R2-D2 style and make commands and stuff. But I don't have an interface installed on any of my drones, so I won't be able to do that, unfortunately. That's a bummer, ain't it? Sorta. All right, let's move this way. Right. No. All right. I was listening. Sometimes you can hear stuff. I thought I heard something. Maybe didn't. All right. I think there's something in R4. Well, let's go ahead and navigate 3 into R3. Now, there's times when you're going to have a hard time seeing stuff, and I believe there it is. If you hit the single quote button, it'll take away all the stuff overlaying it, so you can see what room numbers and door numbers there are. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and do motion. There it is. I called it. So what did I do? I moved my drone next to the door, or to the center of where I think the next room is from mine, and I listened and I heard something in there. And I think I've got a robot sentry in there doing its thing. R2 and R5, look empty. Might not be empty. Could be something in there. So I could take a risk. And you know what? I feel pretty confident. Let's go ahead and do that. Jump in here, peek in there. Nope, I don't see anything. All right. I could have stuck my head in and then pulled way back out right away. That's a possibility. This guy's destroyed. So if I look at that, you can see it's destroyed. That means I can't pull him out. But what has he got on there? He's got a tow and a lure. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate 4 over to R2. I'm going to have him grab stuff for me. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and navigate 1 to R3. Come on, get out of there, man. And then we're going to have you swap and grab all the stuff off of poor Corey. Sorry, man. it's bad. It feels bad. And I'm going to go ahead and park it back in here. What am I doing this for? Well, if things go to hell in a handbasket, I can always bail and still have Robbie left. That's what I'm doing there. Let's go ahead and open a D8. Remember how I can move things around? I can't see in a room R2, but I can see room R4, and I can see that it emptied, and I know that in R2, my critter's in there, so I can do flag R2. Now that's blue, and I know that there's something in there. Don't go in there if I don't want to. Okay? So then we're going to open up D5. I'll take one around, and we'll go take a peek at that. I know it's empty. Hello! You got a turret. Okay? So a turret will shoot anything in the room when it's activated. It's obviously not activated at the moment. Let's do D5. Let's do D2. Actually, no, that's not D2. Let's do D10. There we go. So now what I'm doing is I'm baiting the room. I can't see the room that's beyond door D2, but I can open up this door and hopefully get something to come in. And if I wait a little while, we'll see if something pops. Probably not necessarily. So I'm going to go ahead and do D3 as well. So this is going to cause, if there's something in R5, to move into the middle of room, whatever that is, which is probably what, R6? And then it'll look at the doors. It'll say, I just went through D3. It'll go through D10. It could go back through D3, back to R5, but not necessarily. If I had an interface available, I could go interface with this, turn on the defensive turret, and then kill anything that walks into the room. All right, so I'm not seeing anything pop in there. So I'm having a feeling that this room down here, R5 is going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and peek in there. D11. I didn't see anything. D3, shut that door. All right, so this room is clear. I'm going to close D11, open D3, D2. I don't know where that was, but what did I just open up? Oh, that over there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close D10. I'm going to open D2 while I do this next move, D3. I'm going to go into 1, D3, peek. All right, so if I spotted anything at all, I would try to make a run for the door and get out. A lot of things I will be able to avoid if I do that. We'll close the door behind me. D2 looks like it's going to be okay. Nope, D2 is not okay. I just sucked it in. There is a critter in R2. Now, here's something I can do. I could try to get it to go into room R2. I can just wait and see if the cycle will happen to them. But I'm going to go D3, semicolon D11. Watch both doors opened. Nav 1 and R3. I'm going to close both of these doors. D3, semicolon D11, D10. Get out of here. And so I'm playing a shuffle game here. The critters are actually moving on the screen, so it's not like they're there or not there. So as soon as this turns green, I'm going to hit D10. You can watch the door doesn't shut. It took a second. That's because I was trying to shut it as the thing was going through. D5, nav 1 into R4. I could have taken my generator number 4 down and powered up R6, but I don't think I need to. I'm going to close D5 in case things go south on me. Let me go over this in here. Yeah, it's a sentry robot, I'm pretty sure. All right, D2. Peek in here. Anybody? Should be. Oh, good. Gather all. And we'll do another gather over here. Another propulsion fuel. I'm at +2 and jump fuel. Very good. I like at least one jump fuel. All right. So now I can't see any. Oh, D6 is open. That could have been bad, but it isn't. Ah, scrap. Come here, scrap. All right. So good. All right. Nav 1 into R4. I have only one airlock and I have no interface, so I really have no way of killing the last guys that are here. So we're just going to leave. Nav all into R1. Now, just as if I tried to commandeer this, I can't. You see it says it doesn't meet the requirements yet. So if I want to see what those requirements are, I can always just type in help commandeer, and it'll tell me the requirements, which is all rooms must be verified. In other words, I've had to have gone in and looked at every room. The vessel must be free of infestations. That's not. I got a critter in R6 and R2. Any radiation must be contained, so if there's a room that has radiation in it, it can't be spreading. And then no airlock is exposed to space, so I don't have any open airlocks. And it's not a space station, fuel depot, or outpost. In other words, it has to be a ship to commandeer it. With that, we're out. So I've got an extra point of fuel for both propulsion and jump. I've picked up 4 scrap. I've survived for even longer, and I picked up a couple of things, a tow, and a lure. We have one more ship here. I do have 2 standard propulsion left. I'm going to go ahead and use it and jump over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the drones. All right, so you grabbed a tow. You don't need a tow, and you don't really, well, the lure, I think I might let you keep the lure. Let's go ahead and move that up to the top there. So lure is something that if you put it down, it kind of calls critters to it. And then they spend some time hammering at it. So you can put the lure into a room and with an airlock, for example, pull everything to you. In fact, if you look at this, if we go to the upgrades, take a look at the lure. One of the upgrades for the lure is the magnetic clamp, which means that if I put that down in a room with an airlock, it won't get blown out into space. So I can keep trying to open and close that door and blow everybody out. Of course, you've already seen that I'll end up doing damage, so that's a problem. I could also use a lure for, say, a turret room. But let's take a look and see where we're at. We used it 3 times, 1.5, clear, still good, still good. I doubled up that. I'm probably going to fix that motion. That's damaged. Do I want to spend the point? I'm not going to spend points yet repairing it. Let's take a look here. Nobody's video needs to be repaired, so everybody else is fine. I'm doing pretty good on scrap. We're going to leave it like that. We're going to do our boarding. This one is a size B, so it's actually larger than the last 2 we looked at. It still has only 1 infestation. It's got good hull integrity. It's got 50 potential scrap, so it's got the same amount of size as mine. So let's go ahead and take a look. 1 infestation type, yep. The name of this place is Trick Question. Nice. I was going to do a shipyard delivery, but there's nothing else in on it. Okay. So we will begin. Now, one of the things about this game is that it's in the options to set it up, but the first room will always have a generator, and it'll always be clear, and there'll always be an open door. So my suggestion is get in here, take a look around, see what you've got before you do anything else, and get back out. I'm looking specifically for vents. I don't see a vent in there, so that's good. I don't see a vent in here, so that's good. So I could bring in my motion guy and motion detect room R3, R5, R4. Or I could take him into R5 and motion detect R4, whatever's behind D7 and whatever's behind D15. And I think we're going to do that. I'm going to navigate 4 into R5. Actually, let's navigate 3 and 4 into R5. Because I'm going to power up that generator. I'm going to have the whole ship powered up at once. Alright, get up here, there. Generator. Thank you. And now I can see other stuff. Oh, look, more docks. Great. Alright, 3 is going to do motion scanning. Yes, I see you. Alright, let's navigate 1 into R5. I'm going to go take a look behind B14 and behind B7. Now, I just moved into this mode because I figured he was going to get in the way. He did. Thank you. I'm going to go down here first. Alright. Going to come up out of there. D14. What? There it is. I'm going to open up D6 while I move 1 around over here to see if something's going to wander into that other room. It did. D6. So I got a critter in there. I'll probably blast him out into space here in a minute. We'll see. Hello, Jill. How you doing? All right. I keep doing escape there. Swap. What do you got on you? A lure. Okay, that's good. I'm going to want to come grab her, but just not yet. Let us see here. I've got... Yeah. Okay, let's take nav 1 into R5. So 3 has got my toe on it. What I can do though is I can go over here to 3. Let's do a swap. I'm gonna give you the teleport, and I'm gonna take the toe, and I'm gonna use you to tow, so I don't have to move and reuse a charge on my motion detector. So now I'm gonna pull that thing out. All right. So while that's happening, I'm gonna go ahead and close D7 as I get out. I'm going to open up D12. I'm going to get that critter to move out of D12 into R6. To R4, R6. There we go. He's out. And then D11. 1. So I'm baiting the by opening up door 11 to see if there's anything in that other room while I do this messing around here. So, all right. So we'll go ahead and navigate 1 into R5. And if you noticed, in the midst of my typing, I did a space and it moved from one screen to the other. So you can do that too. Kind of handy. All right. Swap. Swap. You can have your toe back. Give me back my teleport. All right. So now D8 is good. I'm going to go ahead and do D11, D8, 1. Got an interface, which I can't use. Hey, fuel access point. Every ship will have one. And I got more propulsion. Wow, I'm actually cruising on the propulsion. All right, let's take a look at D11. Okay, we're good. There's a turret in here, and there's a ship upgrade. So if I type in info, it'll tell me I got ship defense in here, and I got a thing called remote power that I could probably grab. Yep, great. Because that's going to be a tow as well. Let me take a look at this. Not a motion. What else do I have left? I have a couple of things left. All right. Good. You're gone. Let's do D13. D11. D8. D9. Nav 1 back to R5. We're going to swap back in the tow again. Looks like R8's going to be clear. So we're going to close D13, open up D4, swap. Hey, you want that teleport back? Give me that job. Thank you. Nav 1 back to R3, and then we're going to grab that thing and tow it into the docking bay. And it looks like R9 is going to be clear as well. That's cool. I will currently close D4. Tow. Nav 1 to R1. D9, close the door behind me. Tow again to turn it off. Nav 1 into R5. No, actually R6. Oh no, you're in the wrong place. Okay, we got that done. D13, got that done. D7, got that done. Okay. Everything's almost clear. I'm going to go ahead and pop A3 to get that one guy out. Now I've cleared all of the infestations. Let's take a look at the commandeer. One upgrade slot. It looks like it has a permanent remote power installed somewhere. Does it really? I don't think it does. It has 50 potential scrap and 6 potential food. This would not be too bad to swap into if I was hurting. I'm not. Nav 1, 3, and 4 and R1. I'm just closing doors behind me. Nav 2 and R1. All right, so I picked up another guy. We've looted every room in the place. We've killed off all the infestations. We're done. All right, diagnostic. I got a lure, got remote power upgrade. So let's go take a look at some of that stuff. So now I've got the thing here. I could go A, remote power, and the same probability of failure applies to the upgrades in the ship as they do to the ones in the drone. Okay, but I've just installed that in there. Great. All objects in the system have been explored. Yep. So we're done with that. So if we can look at other systems and we see that circle, it tells us where we're going to go. But before I do that, let's get back in here. Drone view. We got lure. So let's go grab Jill, unload that one thing there. I'm going to keep her in there just in case things go south on me. We'll go ahead and take care of that. All right. 1. Take off the tow. It turned out to be kind of handy on you. 3. I'm going to put the tow back in you. Take out the teleport. 1. 1. There we go. So now I've got everybody set up the way I have. I want to make sure I always have some empty slots to be able to swap stuff out of drones into my current group. At least 3 should be open. A few more are better in case you run into 2 drones. And I always want to keep at least one of my reserve slots open for an additional drone coming in, so I can keep picking those up because they're worth scrap if I get there. All right, so we've done that. Let's take a look at the modifications really quick. Again, nobody's video is failing. That's good. Jill is damaged, but I'm not going to repair her until she actually needs to come in. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and spend some scrap here on Holly to give him some bonus speed. Okay. Eventually, these guys will degrade to the point where they'll fail and I'll have to swap out a drone for another one. So you can't. Nothing in this game lasts. Nothing in this game lasts. 2% is fine. I'm still at 5% there. 2% is fine. We got 6% on the motion. That's okay. The tow's getting kind of beat up a bit, but I can spend 9 points to repair it, or I could create a new one for 10. For 1 point, I get a brand new tow. So to me, I think it's worth riding because every time I don't repair this, that's 10 points of scrap I don't have to spend on a new one. So it is definitely worthwhile to me to ride this until it breaks. Not true for all of these things. Some of them are just so important, like the motion, for example, is so healthy, so needy. I mean, you can use it for so much that you might not want to let that break. So you might be repairing it when it gets up to about 10% or so. Still could break. And if it breaks, it's trash. All right, so then we got the shield, the speed boost, the drone lure. Yeah, we're not going to do anything with that. So I think I'm good there. Good, the ship upgrade, the remote power is fine. I don't agree on anything, so we're good. All right, so let's go to Galaxy View. So I have Y, and when I look at this, if I want to, it tells me right now there's 8 objects in this place, and I haven't looked at any of them. But if I want to, I can type in 3 as it suggests, and it will show me what's going on there. Oh, interesting. I got a couple of asteroids here. Military clearance required. Outpost requires a transporter. I don't have a transporter yet, but I've got a lot of other ships there. So those are the bases. We see, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships, P, N, E, H, and F. And then Q is a trading outpost. If I have some scrap, I can go there and buy, FTL style. So those are things that I could go for. All right, let's go back here and take a look at H. What's E? E is quarantine, space station. So that's volatile. I didn't look at the other one. Oh, volatile. 2 infestation types too, so things will get a little bit interesting. Stargate, which will allow me to go from one universe to another. And don't know how many. Okay. So these are all volatile. Let's go back to Y. There's a stable, volatile, stable. I'm more tempted to go here. There are 2 things I'm going to need to hopefully get. And if I don't get them, I can always come back later. You can revisit a system by jumping back to it with your jump fuel. But if you can think about it for a little bit, jumping back and forth between systems refuels your propulsion but consumes jump, and jump doesn't get recharged. You have to find it. So if you keep jumping back to a system that has no ships left, you will find no more jump fuel, and you will eventually run out of jump fuel and be stuck and have to do a reset. But I think I'm going to go here. Where do I want to jump into? I don't know if I can affect it. Let's see. We'll do Q. Back to this. And we're going to jump. I'm going to hit Enter key. Every time you jump between systems, your propulsion fuel recharges. Okay. I'm over here. Bing! And there's 2 more things well, there's 2 systems in range, and the other one is no longer in range. But I have my 6 propulsion and a 3 spare. Let's go ahead and take a look at the system. And I jumped right on into the trading station, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trading station, and then we'll end this particular run. Just real quick, I want to take a look at my time. All right. So here's the trader. As far as upgrades go, I can swap in and out stuff here. These are the failure percentage rates right now. So one of the things you'll look at, if you notice, the numbers for scrap is the same. So if I sell a scrap and I buy a scrap, like let's say I come over here, let's go to this tow. This tow has a 10.3% failure rate. If I throw it in there and I grab this tow, I have no net change in my scrap, but I have a less percentage chance of having that tow break on me. In fact, it's actually gone to 4%. No, wait, there's another one? Yeah, there's 9.6. There it is, down there. So my suggestion is to go through here and take a look at anything that you currently have. Like here's a gather, right, at 2.4. There's one at 1.3. Just swap it in and out. There you go, boom. Stun allows me to drop a proximity mine that will temporarily stun a critter. So I can drop that into a room. It'll blow up on the thing that goes over it. I can run past the guy and get to the other side hopefully quickly. Mine just straight up kills it. So a mine is actually kind of something we might want. And for 3 scrap, I'm going to go and grab that and leave it in my thing here. Trap. Wait, that's a remotely detonated one. That is a proxy mine. Put it down, it'll blow up if someone comes nearby. Ship upgrades. I've got 1 remote power that has nothing there. Ooh, quarantine bypass. Yes, please. That'll allow me to get into one of the ships that I want to get into. And then there's fuel. Do you have any jump fuel? You do. It's 15 scrap, and I don't have that. So if I wanted to buy this, I'd have to scrap something else. I can also create jump fuel if I'm getting close to the end, and that requires a lot of scrap. Now, my suggestion here is don't buy propulsion fuel. Just don't do it. Save your jump fuel. Some folks will say, hey, sell off your jump fuel, but for me, because the jump fuel is really a limited resource, you don't want to sell it off. You could sell off your propulsion, but that's the bonus propulsion for jumping around, and you'll always get 6 every time you jump. So for that, from that point of view, if you think about it, selling 3 propulsion for 1 jump fuel will give you 6 propulsion, because when you jump, you'll get 6 more points of propulsion. So it's worth thinking about selling off your propulsion for jump fuel. I'm not going to do it just yet. I think I'm going to find jump fuel in this system, and I'm feeling pretty good so far, so we're going to go ahead and let this ride. All right, so we're done. We're going to go ahead and back out. Now that I have a quarantine bypass, if I go into ship quarantine, this thing and put in the quarantine bypass, and I come back out, that's outpost. That's the military clearance. Oh, it was in the other system that I needed the quarantine bypass. All right. I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to pull that quarantine bypass out. I don't want it to get utilized in error. So we will leave it like that. All right. Now that we're good, we're in a new system. We've done our view. Where are we going to go? I'm thinking maybe doing a P N. That's going to be 6 propulsion right there. I could also do E H F. So what I'm doing, so I look at the E. So it'll take me 3. I won't be able to do it. I'll have to do an extra jump. What about N? 3. E is 2 more. H is 2 more. So I can hit 3 this way, or I can go with what F is 4. That's not a good idea. All right, I'm thinking maybe what I'll end up doing is going to go P and N, and then I'm going to have to jump out. But that'll get that side of the galaxy done, and when I come back, I can get the others set because they'll be all closer together. That's at least my thought. And the fuel depot is pretty likely to have some jump fuel. Okay, and that one, let's see. P is stable and N is stable. Excellent. Come back in the next episode. We're going to go over to the Murray Court Space Station and get ourselves a bagel or something. Take care. Bye-bye.
I'm creeping through the shadows and the corners of your mind. I go where the wind blows. I run but I don't hide. I hear the call of the wild, whispering the name. No, I can't be tamed. My heart belongs to the night. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a